This next award, I'll tell you the name of it when I tell you the incident that for me kind of started it. We were in linebacker drills, and I told them at the first year, I said, I don't care what position you play, for me, and every coach has that position, for me it's linebackers. For me it's that you're the middle defense. You're not on the front line, you're in the middle. They get behind you and our corners are out, they're toast. You're the last line of defense as far as I'm concerned. And I said, when you play linebacker, you better be tenacious, you better be vicious, and you better come up and make a hit, and they better not knock you back. You better meet them in the hole. And that's what I want. And I set standards pretty high. Not saying they weren't in the years past, but I wasn't here then. So when Danny said, you take linebackers, I'm like, I'll take them and I'll do the best I can. For viciousness, I think, is what pretty much we were known for in our drills. At one time, we were hitting so hard that I had to stop the drill because we were getting people hurt left and right. And it got to the point where, everybody's getting excited. All other positions were turned around watching, getting in trouble. And I was getting excited, and then all of a sudden I noticed like our guys were slobbering. They had snot coming out of their nose. They were digging in the dirt. They were knocking people's helmets off. There was blood flying. Yeah, Toronis got your helmet knocked off twice. Still got back up and went after it. And it got to the point where all of a sudden in this middle of this war and this battle, and I was super intense. I'm like, yeah, hit him again. All of a sudden I looked up and realized we're getting them hurt. They're beating the snot out of each other. We're not going to have a linebacker core. So I'm like, hey, why don't we do some shuttle runs? Let's scale back down. And the one in particular incident with this young man was we were up there and we were hitting and we were trying to get some. It was like lollygagging, It was like we might as well been out there slapping each other on the tail ends, which we did a lot. But they could have been doing that because there was like, I said, what is that air that I'm hearing coming off of your hit? It's like, I think that's what I just heard from that hit. And I was trying to get them fired up. And I was like, I said I want some hits. Well, this started this whole hitting thing. And Michael gets up there and gets across from Preston. And they go at it. And I felt the hit from my chest. It was so loud that I'm like, I cringed and I thought, oh God, Jamie was going to kill me if I get Michael hurt. Because I could just hear her voice. And they got up and Preston knocked the bejesus out of Michael. And I could see it in Michael's eyes. And I'm like, is that what you like? You like that? Yeah, I'd walk away too, little boy. I was so mad. Michael was like tearing up and crying. So they come back to the line again. It was Preston and Michael. And I'm like, here they go again. And you could hear, by this time, the second time, you could hear Preston starting this engine running. This. And I thought, I turned around and looked at Michael. And I said, you want somebody different? I can give you somebody different. I wouldn't want to hit him either. I said, I'd run away. And you could see it in Michael's eyes. He was like strapping up the chin strap. And I thought, God, they're going to die. And they made this tremendous hit again. So by the third time, I guess Michael got tired of Preston kicking his rear end and put a good lick on Preston and went through him. Preston did not like that very much. His helmet come off, which, what is my number one rule? The helmet don't come off and hit the ground. Preston jerks his helmet off and is going Swayze by this time. He has blew his lid. And he goes over to the side coming off the field and he has his helmet like this. And I'm like, don't throw it, don't throw it, don't let it hit the ground. Wham! It hits the ground. Well, as I am very calm with things, I gently walk over to him and say, that helmet never hit the ground. You understand me? You pick that helmet up now. And Preston, in all of his rage, has enough control to say, yes, sir, and picks that helmet up. Now, I talked a lot about 300 and what the Spartans did, and most people have seen the movie, but that's a real story, folks. You had overwhelming odds against a small number of people, and they pretty much whipped everybody's rear end. Why? Because they had heart. And that's what this 300 award is about. So before I get P up here to get this award, I want to ask you, Patriots, what is your profession? Patriots, what is your profession?
And that's what you heard a lot of times, and that's where it stemmed. And I didn't have hog time, and it was pretty successful. So I'll take a second at 300 and just go with that. So Pete, come up here and get the 300 award. He is a warrior, and you see a lot of guys play this game. A lot of guys play football. You see few warriors. And I'm not saying anything against any of you all, because anybody has the opportunity to have that mentality. It is a mentality. And when you play this game, moms, they're going to get hurt and they're going to get rocked, right, Jamie? They are warriors. When they step on that field, they are warriors. And you need to be very proud of your sons, because it's not easy coming out here playing this game, especially when we're getting beat. It's not easy coming out every day, especially when in schools they get trashed. And I know it goes on. So tip your hat off to your son, because they earned something this year, even without an award.